Well, well, I'm dying here before the thing starts. I need a stream of not dying before the thing starts. But I'm just going to quickly just do the auto checks and get the people I want in here first. Just give me a minute here before I start talking with you guys. Alrighty, audio is good. Just give me 1 minute here before this begins. There's Brandon. There's Polly. Yeah, this one's a big one, Polly. I'm waiting though. I'm not going to start it right away. I got some people that I want to show up first before I really get into the big punches of this thing here. Devin, he's here too. Blaze is hurry up. Blaze, shut the hell up. How about you do that, Blaze? I don't know why Blaze is even here for. Why is Blaze here? He shouldn't be here. Again, we don't really care about Blaze. I mean, he doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about Shockwave or MSW or anything like that. But I'm just going to give a minute here before things really kick off. Oh, he just says rat to Devin. Blaze says I was invited. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. You're probably invited by some stupid, ugly person, probably, and that ugly person is most likely called Mr. 2K or something like that, because Mr. 2K is involved with this press conference. Devin says he was Blaze. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Mr. 2K is involved with this press conference, so hopefully he doesn't really screw me over here by breaking my game or anything like that. It'll be his fault, though, if something happens. Blaze says that he just snuck his way in. Well, as long as you don't cause trouble, Blaze, then I don't really care if you stay here or not. Just this press conference doesn't really concern you or anything like that. But I'll give it one more minute here before the other people comes back up, and we'll see what happens. Paulie says his doctors put him in a back brace and a shoulder brace. Yeah, he got pretty beaten up on that by Devin on that pay-per-view. But, I mean, you should be probably back in action on Sunday at MSW, most likely. Anyway, I didn't have enough time with them. Anyway, let's start this. But, again, this is the real Marcus talking. This isn't Inoki talking to you guys. This concerns more than just MLW. This concerns wrestling going forward with myself and some with the channel. And it concerns both bad and good news. I'm going to start with the bad because, whenever you do a conversation like this, it's always good to start with the bad news and then continue with the good news. All I know is they said I can't lift any more than 100 pounds without getting injured. Well, hey, doctors are doctors. Listening to them is a good idea. It's cost people their careers and lives before. But I'll start with the bad news for what's going to be happening. But anyway, as of March 5th, 2025, MUW and myself, we are no longer a part of 2K. We are leaving the 2K wrestling scene. We are no longer going to be a member of the 2K community. We are leaving the WWE 2K series as of today. And there's a few reasons to it. I mean, this has been on my mind, though, for probably since late September, early October, about what was my thoughts with 25, what was my thoughts of the other things going on. And every day, or every single week, or couple weeks, I always end up seeing these things with 2K about either they make a cool looking mode, or they end up doing something else stupid, or they do other things. But in my opinion, I know that people are happy with 25 coming out soon, and that's fine. But I'm not going to get 25. I'm not. 25 is not going to happen on this channel. I know for other people's channels, it will happen on their channels, and I'll probably have someone make me for 25. But I won't be here for 25. I'm not going to be making MUW on 2K25. That is the big news. MUW is not going to be on 25. And it's mainly because I don't trust 2K anymore. I don't trust them to put out good games anymore. I don't trust them to listen to complaints. I don't think they want to listen to the fans that help build the community. They don't want to listen to people's problems. Really just seems to be the last few years they just all want to do it for the money. And I don't mean like Shane McMahon. But again, every year, every 5 years, they always put out garbage. And there's just something with this year, this game, that just rubs me way the wrong way. And 20 wasn't like that. 20 was just one of those games where it just was bud to hell, and if you got into work, cool. If you didn't, then you're screwed. And that was most people, including myself for sometimes. But it's 2K, this build up to 25 has really screwed the pooch, in my opinion. From getting away with cross creation people to making a whole mode dedicated again to microtransactions, to locking up things and items and customizations behind multiple modes for no reason, behind VC, to throwing away people, to then themselves deleting people's videos talking about their opinions on 2K. Not only that, but shooting down other people's opinions by blocking them on social media. You have, again, 2K doesn't realize that they have a community that is dedicated to this thing. Dedicated to this. I mean, I've been playing these games since, 15, but I played 14 and the older ones as well. But what 2K doesn't realize is they have a community that is dedicated to these games. But 2K themselves keep throwing them against the wall, not listening, not wanting to do anything to improve their games to the levelability and credibility that they want, that they desire, that they need to show to the people. But why not do that? Well, in 2K's eyes, they don't want to do it. Every time that they try to show it to us, there's a million other problems that just rear their ugly head through the door and ruin things for us. It's either the game not wanting to work. It's taking out a bunch of modes, like in 2K15, taking out all the cool modes and all the match types that were good in 14. Or in this game that's coming out really soon with trying to push away another generation and another part of the community of people away from us. Or locking things behind an island. Or behind my faction. That shows me and shows other people that they're not doing these things because they want to continue to grow the community that supports these. It shows me and shows the people that all they want is money. They don't care about us. Let's face it. 2K doesn't care about us. 2K doesn't want to. And really, if 2K wanted to, they can stop making these. And I don't think many people would really care if they stopped making these, because they've thrown themselves into a corner that they can't back themselves out of because they keep making the wrong decisions. 2K sure as hell has been listening this year? No, they haven't been listening this year. They've been falling out of people. Mr. Day says because screw the fans, is really they only care about that we only care about the big guys. Again, not only that, but the big guys have been saying things about 2K as well. I mean, BDE and Chris Danger and New Legacy Ain't and those guys, yeah, they're big players too, but they've been also criticizing a lot this year. That's the thing. They've been throwing them against the wall. I mean, what's the sense of continuing this thing if really they don't want to build the game up more? I mean, I didn't really know if I wanted the game to begin with this year, because again, like what my buddy Macau says, because I'm friends with Macau in real life, for about 5 years now, is that it seems like every 5 years 2K just puts out a really bad garbage game, and it's either because of certain reasons. And again, this feels like one of those years. No matter how cool or hyped the game is, they always find ways to frig it up. I mean, good example of it, I just saw the season pass this year. Just came out today. And then, again, it struck to me that 2K is not making a wrestling game anymore. They're just making an entertainment game. Because if you look at the season pass, really, what is the ones that people want the most? The ones that are always put out the last one on the date, the final one or the one before that. But then you take a look at why people don't want the other ones. It's simple. They just throw random ass stuff into the packs. Again, is it cool to play with people like Penta or the Miller City Machine Guns or Jordan Grace or Stephanie Valkyrie or Julia? Yeah, it is. But again, why create things like that when you're going to throw things like a random ass celebrity in packs or make an entire pack where most of the pack are NBA people? This is a wrestling game, not a sports game. This is wrestling, not an NBA game, not a game that's more focused around celebrities. If this was Celebrity Deathmatch or an NBA game, that's cool. Sure, go ahead, add NBA people to it. But most of the community doesn't care about that. They want wrestling, not entertainment and celebrities. We do these because we want to do wrestling, not have things thrown at the wall like paintballs. Taylor says we're going to get 3 basketball players. Exactly. And random celebrities are just probably just going to be Speed and Travis Scott. Like, dude, come on. Really? You could have just used that for other people. But again, that's another stick of dynamite into the blowing pile that's 2K. Or another athlete's being put into wrestling? Exactly. It's another thing. I don't need basketball. Once 2K expires, we need to WWE needs to find a different company. Yeah, exactly. This is this is my last 2K game. And I'll get into the good news here soon, but I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if you start seeing a lot more of the bigger people start moving away from 2K really soon. Especially, I'm thinking 26 or 27. Once they get rid of the older gen people. And I was talking with Shockwave again about this too, and there's talks that 2K might actually get rid of PC players altogether. And again, that's just a rumor, that's just a few things. But there could be a real possibility that maybe not 26, but 27 or further down the road, they just get rid of PC players altogether and just focus on the console people, which again, that's okay. But again, it's showing us that 2K just doesn't care about the community that they have helped build and the people that created these things. They just want money. They just want their paydays. They just want to see people show their game off. And again, they never fix things. Is another problem I have with 2K in these games. They never want to fix anything. Think about it. The ball glitch, the game freezing, to the titles going through people, to the weapons going through the ring, or people going through the crowd barriers and being stuck in the crowd. Some of those bugs are still in the game from day one, and they never did anything to fix any of them. Or how the fact that they can get stuck in between each other, or get stuck through the ring posts, or have their arms go through the ropes or hang on to them. Like, that's not really showing people that you want to actually care about the product that you're making. And then, what's the sense of trying to support a company if all they're going to do is just release a random ass game every year and hardly fix anything about it? But the only things you really add to the game that make it cool are microtransaction modes and modes that people don't want in a game. Again, no one asked for my faction. No one asked for the island. No one asked for celebrities. No one asked for NBA players. No one asked for some random ass people being DLC. It's just their way of thinking that makes no sense to a wrestling standpoint. Exactly. Well, Devin, I don't think they can bring back Yux because Yux is doing their own thing as well. I talked with Baldlich, by the way. But yeah, Yux is now kind of going into a different company now. Exactly, Brandon, that too. But I do want to bring some good news into this, though. Even though I'm leaving 2K behind, and yeah, people might say that I'm running away from 2K, because again, they're just, they have their own opinions about 2K, which is fine, and I respect people's opinions about it. But I just want to get away from 2K. I mean, it feels like staying with 2K has made more problems than it has answers. It creates more issues than dissolve and get rid of the problems. And I know that there's people that agree with me. I know that Macau is one of them. I know Macau is a guy that he's, again, a good friend of mine that he's been having a lot of issues just trying to stay in it with 2K. And I don't blame him. And it's not his fault. I mean, yeah, there's things going on with his life, and I can't blame him for that. But again, it's also just being burned out from 2K because you're limited to what you can do. You're limited to what you could create, what your mind can expand from. And that's such the difference between 2K and Yux or THQ. And those companies allowed you to be creative. They allowed you to expand your mind and create what you wanted. Was it always the best creations? No. But again, we had so much fun doing that stuff. With creative stories to making creations that we didn't have to worry about having to put asterisks in their names or having overalls of our characters messed up for no apparent reason or having complete images or icons on your character disappear or having parts of your tires different colors for no reasons or randomly changed because they apparently don't want it in the game. And yet none of them had any inappropriate content on them. Again, that's just showing me that they don't care about us. But enough about rambling about 2K and their bull crap. Let's start with what's going to my good news. The good news is MUW is not going to be over because we are changing games. We are, again, leaving 2K. And from now on until probably Ultimate Pro Wrestling comes out, or Ultra Pro Wrestling happens, as I know Ultra Pro Wrestling is supposed to come out near the end of the year, that we, from now on until either that or until I figure out what other game I want to do for pro wrestling, we are moving to Fire Pro Wrestling. So yes, as of today, March 5th, 2025, we have signed with Fire Pro Wrestling. And I'll be moving a bunch of my roster to Fire Pro Wrestling. And yeah, that could maybe include some of you guys, which is cool. I think it would be cool to have some of you guys created on Fire Pro Wrestling. And I plan to make a lot of videos off of it, because with Fire Pro, I can do a lot more creative things on there. I can do a lot more of my mind. I'm not always going to be restrained by this game and its strange features because of that stuff with Fire Pro Wrestling. And see, there you go. Taylor's already said that he wants to be in there, and I don't blame him, man. You're allowed to do a lot more with Fire Pro Wrestling. It might be an older game, and it might not look as visually pleasing as WWE 2K, but again, it's a game that's made for wrestling fans. It feels like now these games that we play are not for wrestling fans. They're made for the companies and not for us. So now we're going to jump into Fire Pro. And again, don't expect me to put out a Fire Pro video until probably next week, but again, I'm going to do that stuff. Some hearts need to be fixed, and certainly I agree with that part. Devin says, I mean, you don't need your world champ. Yeah, I plan on getting you back in there too, Devin. And same with you, Brandon. I mean, if Polly wants to, I don't mind making him either. But I plan to stay with Fire Pro. Either until, I find a different wrestling game and try to maybe hop into that too, but I'm probably going to stay Fire Pro for a decent amount of time. And the reason why is because, like I said earlier, I'm allowed to do more in those games. I'm allowed to be more creative, do my own thing and not be put behind by 2K and other stuff. Does it suck for my friends that, won't be able to have my creations? Yes. It will always suck. It will always suck not being a part of that. Unless people want to make me themselves, which is fine. I'll tell them how to. But people, yeah, they're going to miss my creations. They're going to miss a lot of my people being a part of their shows. But again, this is more so than it was a tough decision to make. Because it's either I pick between staying between the fine lines, or I go past the fine lines and do my own thing. And I kind of wanted to do my own thing for a while. And now I've chosen to do that. I've chosen that I want to do my own thing. I wanted to branch away from a lot of the people. And starting soon, that's going to happen. Excuse me, sorry. And I'm going to basically make my own arena, my own show, titles, because in Fire Pro you can make your own arenas, your own shows, your own titles, your own people, and stuff like that. And you can also make a lot more people than you can on Fire Pro than 2K. I think you can make a lot more than 100 people on Fire Pro. And yeah, Fire Pro is a game that's like 7, 8 years old now, but like that's a slap in the face to 2K, think about it. That there's a wrestling game that's been made by a different company that's been out for over 8 years that puts your games to shame. Maybe, I don't know about 2K19. 19 is still a great game. But it's insanely funny to think that there are games that are 8, 10, 15, even 20 years old now that have a lot more effort, creativity, and replayability in it than a game that comes out these days. It's hilarious, and I find that funny. Polly says he wants to be a deathmatch. Yeah, hey, there you go. Dan says the creation suite is a lot better. Yeah, I agree with that too. You're able to create a lot with the people in Fire Pro. I mean, you can do everything from your hands to your arms to every part of your body, really. Thanks 2K, your bloody bastards. Yeah, is Fire Pro on Xbox? No, sadly it's not, Taylor. Fire Pro is only PC and PlayStation. Sadly, I mean, it would be cool to have Fire Pro on all consoles. I think it would be amazing for that. Speaking of someone, there's Al. There's Al Mellon, aka Chaz. Is my console order current? It's a current console there, Chaz. But yeah, I'm going to go to Fire Pro Wrestling. I've been really fed up with 2K over the last few months, and I'm kind of done. I'm basically done with them. I'm done. I don't want to support a company that doesn't want to make the changes that are necessary. It's why I stopped supporting EA and other companies like EA. It's now why I'm stopping doing anything 2K related. They're throwing themselves off a bridge. They got no one to blame themselves. You'll have to be on it over. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true. But it'll take a little bit for me to start it up. But once it starts up, oh boy, it's going to be fun. A lot more fun match types on Fire Pro. You don't get to do death matches in 2K. You don't get to do exploding barbed wire matches in 2K. Or heck, in 2K, you can't do explosive barbed wire deathmatch battle royals or cage matches. 2K says, hold on, you can't leave me like this. Yes, I can, you stupid bastard. I mean, like I said, I've been playing these since 15, and then I went back and played some of the old ones. I had fun doing that. I had fun doing those things. But now with these games taking the hard left turn into the deep, dark paths of the forest, what's the sense of still doing this? What's the sense of still being on 2K when I don't have as much fun anymore as I used to? 2K says to buy his game. No, I'm not buying your game. Heck, I'm probably going to buy another 2K game that includes their other games too. I'm probably not going to buy another 2K game for my whole life. What's the sense? They don't need my money. They have tons of money from other people that want to, be their supportive what is it called? Promotion boys or whatever it is, or their dumb deals with other companies. They don't need my money. If they want my money, then how about this? Change the way you make games. Change the way you approach them and change the way you do them. You don't do it for the company and the greed and the money for the company and the sponsorships. Just do it for the people that like you. Do it for the people. Well, not just that. Do it as a way to convince people to buy your product. Do it in a way that supports people. Do it in a way that that wants to make them creative. But again, companies like 2K and EA are not going to do that. They don't have the brain power to comprehend stuff like that. There you go. You're on thin ice, 2K. There you go. Again, yes. And same with really a bunch of other games I play on this channel. I mean, it's another reason why I bring other games into this channel, and that's just because I've been kind of really tired with 2K and with how much it's just been a friggin' pain with trying to do some of these shows and videos as of late. It's been a fucking drive. From not only that, but just trying to put a card together now is just stupid because next thing you know, I click off for a second. Oh, it's gone because 2K deleted my card. Why? Or the game glitches out during a match, or the AI is freaking garbage. That's another thing about I like Fire Pro a lot more. The AI is a lot better on Fire Pro than 2K. 2K's AI is terrible. It is absolutely garbage and inconsistent. They can go from having a decent match one minute to then absolutely crapping the bed and having like a negative 5-star match the next, or a squash match. It just makes no sense. Especially if you have people like 100 overalls or something like that. It all started with Machine Gun Kelly? Nah, I think it started way before Machine Gun Kelly there, Taylor. It's when 2K20 came out, really. It's when everything went downhill. 2K is going to be replaced by Monopoly. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Man, like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if again, here's the funny thing, again, with the island and stuff like that has been talked about, is the fact that why would you make a online-only mode? And all the people that have so far played that mode said it's not really worth it. So much for a new mode, huh? A mode that you put so much time in making. Just for people to say, oh, it's okay. It's nothing groundbreaking. It hasn't really, it's empty. It's stupid. And all you're really doing most of the time is walking around and then have a match. Then talk to someone. And then walk around. And then have a match. Some groundbreaking mode that you said you worked a lot of the time of the game on there, 2K. Yeah, true. Early access is 2 days, but I could give a rat's ass about that. What if EA gets the license? I don't think EA will get the license. They're not that stupid. And two, EA has never done has EA done a pro wrestling game? I don't think they have ever done a pro wrestling game before. So what would be the sense of doing that? But again, if I was wrestling, if I was WWE, who would I want to hire to make a wrestling game? I mean, there's a lot of cool companies that could do a cool wrestling game. I mean, yeah, you bring back Yucks again. I don't think that they would mind that. I think they can have cool with that. They could do NetherRealm. I think NetherRealm would be actually a really fun one to do a wrestling game with. Or, if I was WWE, I know this one I'm going to say is going to be like a long shot out of the park. Talk to some of the Japanese companies that do video games. Talk about some of the Japanese video game companies. And give them a good deal. I'm willing to bet there's companies out there that are across the seas that will do a WWE game. And will do it with passion and care. Oh, dude, they made another TNA game? Oh, hell yeah, I'll do that. Make you a pay-to-win match? Yeah. That's what the island is. The island is basically a pay-to-win match because you hardly get VC from it. From what I've seen, you only get 150 to 200 VC, and like shoes and hairstyles are like 6,000 VC. That's like a freaking ripoff there. That's stupid. Again, that's the same problem that NBA has with the CD, and I don't play NBA. Because I'm not really a basketball person anymore. I lost my faith in basketball a long time ago. But I just think that 2K's time in the spotlight's going to end soon. Once they get rid of those older gen people, and not only that, but I'll put a lot of their focus on just the island and my faction alone, and hardly do things to some of the other modes, there will be in trouble. 2K's going to be falling hard. And yes, they're going to have people buy their games, because again, that's just called consumers. People that just get warped and just decide to buy games because they saw one trailer or get hyped off with just one image. That's not how video games work anymore, guys. This isn't the 80s or 90s. Okay? We have what's called the internet. We have what's called conversations and other videos and leaks. Just go by that. Today says it's all about the money. There you go. By the way, I heard sneezing. That's just my mother. She's dealing with a little bit of sickness right now, but that's okay. So says he has a feeling that 2K will be bullied by the fans. Yeah, I have that feeling too, but again, we shouldn't be worried about that. That's 2K's fault. Anyway, if I do a final show on this, it'll be Friday, but again, if I don't do a final show, then this is going to be the goodbye for my 2K series. I'm going to keep all my records, though, from 2K and use those when we go to Fire Pro. Of course, Devin's going to be the first world champion of Fire Pro Wrestling. Or, no, I think what we might do for Fire Pro is when we start it, we're going to do a tournament to crown the first world champion. And what we're going to do is certain people have buys and things like that. We're not going to do like a G1 or anything. We're just going to do like a round-robin tournament for the first new world champion of Fire Pro. Of course, Devin's going to be the top guy in that, as he's former world champion. But really, that's kind of my plan for Fire Pro once I get everything set up. I think it's going to be a blast. I think people will agree with me on that. Says that's not fair. I want it fair and square. Well, you cashed in, first of all, and you're also part of the Master Militia, too. Oh, hold on, Macau just texted me. I didn't answer that text, but once I get more of an update of things that are going on with Fire Pro, I'll do a video on that and show you guys some of the people I've made for Fire Pro and things like that. But 2K saying that where's Mr. Fire Pro? Oh, I'll make him. I'll make him for you there, but he's going to kick your ass. He's going to kick your ass there, 2K. But anyway, before I'll just let you guys, do some of this. Book it, Mr. Fire Pro versus 2K. Hey, Brandon can make him. That'd be cool. But anyway, that's pretty much just going to end today's little video. I just wanted to get this out of the way. Just tell you guys that I'm basically done with 2K now, and I'll be moving to Fire Pro. And again, expect an update Friday or this weekend of how I'm doing with Fire Pro Wrestling and people I've made. But I think it's going to be a great time. I think you guys will enjoy it too and be along the ride. And there you go, take that, Mr. 2K. That'll be a fun match at Wasteland, actually. Mr. 2K versus Mr. Fire Pro. But I'll let you guys, do your final chats here before this ends. First show's going to be huge. Devin Polly. There you go. It would be about enough players can download the Create players. Yeah, I think you can there, Styles. But like I said, I'll do an update video Friday, most likely, or the weekend, about how my progress is going. But anyway, I'll let you guys get your final chats in here before we end this, and I'll read them off, and then we'll end the video. And make sure you watch Shockwave Wrestling Thursday. GCCW is going to be Friday, I think. Friday or earlier. And then, of course, Sunday is MSW. Polly says, well, mine will be long. Uh-oh, what's Polly got? What does Mr. Polly have? Before we head off the air and that. Brandon says, there you go, that a boy, Brandon. Let me wait and see what Polly has, and I'll always have you guys have some. Oh, I always know you guys have something to say before a video ends, and I think you guys do it. But I'll wait to see what Polly says, and then I'll end the video there. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I don't go to work until at 5 tomorrow, so that gives me a lot of time actually to meet people and get the feeling of the creation suite and Fire Pro Wrestling. Polly says, for those who are ever, oh, for those that are there for the start, it's going to be hard to pick your bags. Yeah, go to the other show, but you have to understand Fire Pro is going to be revolutionary to 2K. He's going to be there killing Devil with light tubes and bombs and just getting started. Yeah, Polly's right about that there. Fire Pro and 2K WrestleMania, yeah. There you go, boys. That's the spirit. That's why I like you guys, you know. That's why I like you guys as my fans, you know. Always have that good spirit. No matter who you are or anything like that. But anyway, this has been the press conference from the real Marcus Kane Dante here on the other side of the TV. But we'll see you probably most likely Friday for an update of how Fire Pro's going, and then we'll go from there. Of course, if you watch Shockwave and MSW and Prince Metal stuff, I'll talk how I'm doing on those things with the update process. But it's gonna be great. There you go, Polly. Polly just ended the chat there with having fun. But anyway, that's going to be it for the video here. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you all on Fire Pro Wrestling whenever I start that up. Make sure you watch Shockwave Wrestling Thursday, GCCW Friday, and and MSW Sunday, whenever Prince Macau does his battle. But anyway, we'll see you next time.